Something just killed my dog.
As you can probably hear behind me, there's some audible howling.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that cell site there checking it out.
Brant is an avid outdoorsman, a devoted hiker and camper, often exploring the wilderness alongside his four-legged friend, Garvey. His channel features hundreds of genuine outdoor adventures, never staged or exaggerated. But when you spend this much time in the wild, strange encounters eventually find you. And the one you're about to see is exactly that. This time, Brant is alone, trekking through the Appalachian Mountains on a multi-day route. And that alone sets a certain tone. The region is known for the stories shared by those who have lived there or passed through. The day starts peacefully. Bright sun, clear skies, and Brant soon reaches one of the key points along his trail. Let's see what happens next.
Okay. Low gap pretty. Let's drop pack. See what this is all about. Door doesn't shut, and there's no wall here, so not complete privacy. So we'll have to subtract a star for that, undoubtedly, because it's ridiculous. I mean, what is the door supposed to keep you private? I don't know. It's kind of the same concept at Whitley Gap. It is spacious. There's lots of room, so that'll give it a star. Very well ventilated. There's absolutely no odor whatsoever, and there's plenty of light. Let's give it a try.
After taking a short break to catch his breath, Brant was getting ready to continue along the trail. But his plans shifted suddenly, when a sound echoed from somewhere nearby, catching his attention and stopping him in his tracks. A sound that would lead to a situation that's anything but ordinary. Let's continue.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that cell site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass. And the hiker never passed, and there's nobody here, and it's freaking me out right now. I've got chills up and down my spine. And I saw a person with a pack on, wearing hiking clothes. There's no way they passed me. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting out of this spot. I'm telling you, that's if the animal den wasn't enough. Yeah, this is the spot where I thought I saw somebody. And, you know, honestly, that's the second time today that's happened. And the first time is when I was sawing that log. And I looked over and I was like, oh, someone's coming up the trail. The log will be sawed for them when they get here. And there was never anybody there. And I think I might have just saw a leaf. I don't know.
Unfortunately, there's no video proof of what Brant experienced. But as I mentioned earlier, his content has never relied on scary stories or staged moments. So I'm inclined to believe he shared what he genuinely felt and saw. And considering he was in the Appalachians, a region known for its strange stories and unexplained encounters, it's not impossible that he witnessed something unusual. Hearing and seeing someone, only for that figure to disappear without a trace, is unsettling on its own. But the fact that it happened twice in the same day makes it even more mysterious. He admits the first moment might have been his mind playing tricks on him, but the second one, he seems truly convinced. It raises a lot of questions about what really happens in those forests. So tell me, what do you think? Did he experience something real, or was it all a trick of perception? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with a friend who loves this kind of content. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free, and it truly helps the channel grow, especially since more than 90% of viewers aren't subscribed yet. Also, tap the bell icon so YouTube actually notifies you whenever I upload something new. All right, back to the video. Now we move on to a short clip I stumbled upon, a video titled "Skinwalkers Scream at Each Other in Gila National Forest." It's brief, intense, and genuinely unsettling, because the sounds captured there don't resemble anything I would associate with a normal animal. Maybe you'll recognize them better than I did. If so, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's take a look. As you can tell from the footage quality, the clip seems to be quite old, which, in a way, gives it a certain sense of authenticity. But of course, I'm open to hearing your thoughts as well, because the sound captured there is genuinely unsettling. Like I said earlier, I can't match it to any animal I'm familiar with. And honestly, if I had been there when that scream echoed through the forest, I think I would have run instantly. Chase runs a YouTube channel where he shares pieces of his life, from nature outings to moments centered around music, his main passion. Together, these create Chase Floyd Inc., a channel that feels personal and authentic. But in the video we're about to see, Chase encounters something unusual, an experience that, according to him, suddenly made him feel sick and left him with sensations he couldn't quite explain. For a bit of context, Chase has a small remote area where he set up several trail cameras to observe wildlife. But on this particular day, something felt different. And it's best to let him tell the story himself. Let's take a look.
Okay, so today is April 25th, 2020, and I just ran down here with my camcorder because, as you can probably hear behind me, there's some audible howling and whooping noises that are going on, and it's been going on for a couple hours now. Probably around midnight or 1 o'clock last night, I started hearing these loud, it's like a whoop or a howl noises, and it went on for a couple of hours, and I wanted to come down during the night and see if I could get something on tape, but I was a little wary about doing that. So this morning, I usually get up around 4 o'clock, and I was eating my breakfast, and the noise kind of stopped for a while, but then it just started again, and every couple of minutes or so, or really even seconds, you can kind of hear that going on. So I ran down here with a camcorder to see if I could get it on tape. As you can probably see, it's raining a little bit right now, and we have that morning fog over there. It was raining pretty good the past couple of days here in the Floyd Field forests. There it is right there. I just heard it again.
Now that we have a bit more context about Chase's experience, things start to make more sense. But from this point on, everything becomes even stranger. Chase decides to head out on a short exploration, trying to track down the source of those unsettling sounds. Yet what he finds only leads him into an even more disturbing situation. Let's continue.
I don't want to waste any time here. I want to grab these and go. So I'm going to grab the SD card here. from this trail camera. And then I'm going to get the other one. I think that was one right there. And it's your call. I set the apple trap right in here. It's gone. So up here in these mountains, that's definitely the direction that I was hearing things. Is that more scat? What is that? I mean, I've heard a lot of calls in the woods in my day, but that was new. I've heard coyotes. I mean, I've heard a lot of sounds, but I had never heard. There it was right there. I've never heard that before. I think I heard a knock that time too. Alright, so I'm just gonna go. That was it again. Right there, I just heard it again. Okay. I mean, those are audible, unknown sounds that I'm hearing right now that could really be from some kind of Floyd Squatch type creature. Right now, I'm starting to get lightheaded, so I really don't feel good being down here. So I'm just gonna grab. I really don't feel good right now. So I'm just gonna grab the trail camera and get out of here.
From the footage, it's clear that Chase is starting to feel worse by the minute. His breathing becomes heavier. He mentions feeling dizzy, and his vision starts to shake. Symptoms that are just as concerning for him as they are for us watching. Let's see how his story unfolds, and what might have caused this reaction.
This is freaking me out. Okay. So I'm just gonna grab the other trail camera. So I'm gonna fall over. What was that? That was like a growl. Okay. I'm just gonna grab the trail camera and I'm gonna get out of here. I can't. I just heard the growl again. I don't feel good. My head is really starting to hurt. That was the whoop right there. There's something up in those mountains that's making this noise. And I don't know what it is. Okay, really, I didn't bring any weapons or anything. So really, that was one right there. I don't really feel safe being here. I'm just gonna get out of here. What is that right there?
Now that we've seen the full clip, we can also look at Chase's own interpretation of what happened. In the video description, he mentions believing he was attacked by a supernatural force, something associated with Sasquatch. Personally, I'm not very versed in that lore, but my impression is that someone may have played a prank on him. And there is a clue. One of his trail cams captured a person wearing full camouflage gear hidden among the trees. As for his physical reaction, that part feels completely real. Rapid breathing, dizziness, and heightened anxiety can easily set in when you're alone in the woods, and unexpected sounds start echoing around you. Under stress, even ordinary events can feel overwhelming. If this truly was a prank that Chase didn't know about, then someone executed it very effectively, because his reaction was strong and genuine. So tell me, what do you think really happened? Do you agree with his interpretation, or have you experienced something similar yourself? And to stay within the theme of mysterious creatures, the next clip takes us deep into the Uintah Basin in Utah, a region known for legends and strange encounters. Two people are driving along a remote forest road when suddenly they spot something at the tree line. A large, fur-covered figure moving between the branches. Let's take a look at what they captured. Your first thought might be that it's just a black bear standing upright or searching for food. A perfectly reasonable explanation. But the video doesn't end there. The two people in the car decide to look around a bit, and what they find brings even more questions. Let's continue.
There's the footprint. We've got it casted. Here's the stride. It's a 6-foot stride. What was it, Brody? 70 inches? 72 inches was the stride, and there's the other print. We're not casting this one. The toes aren't as definitive, but this footprint over here was so fresh that the vegetation, and we already filmed it and took pictures, but the vegetation underneath the print are still pressed down, and it had great toes. We overfilled it like you're supposed to. The tops of the cast is not the important part. It's the underneath, the impression underneath. Almost 19 inches long in length from heel to toe. It's about 8.5 inches wide. And we're really excited. This is the biggest footprint that we've ever seen. It's a very active spot. I'm panning around a little bit, showing viewers where I'm at. We come from that direction. The storm's rolling in, it's picking up. It's a real soft, squatchy area. It's very squatchy. A lot of food sources: elderberries, Oregon grapes, raspberries, strawberries, huckleberries. So here's the 72-inch stride of what has to be just a massive male that's moved into the area. Wood knocks and stuff at the mouth. I don't know if they're following us around today or what's going on, but this has got to be pretty fresh. It's been raining so hard up here.
That footprint looks strikingly similar to a human one, but much bigger. And that alone raises countless questions. Unfortunately, the video ends here, offering no further clues and no real explanation. But in a way, that only makes the encounter more intriguing. It leaves you wondering, if such creatures did exist, would they be incredibly rare, appearing only on the edges of the forest when no one expects it? Amanda is an extraordinary woman with a deep love for nature. So deep that she chose to live on a remote, forested island in Canada. On her channel, she shares fragments of her daily life, almost like a visual journal of this new chapter, filled with peace, beauty, and a quiet appreciation for the world around her. But when you live in the heart of the wilderness, that closeness to nature sometimes comes with challenges of its own. And Amanda has faced a few moments that truly tested her courage. Let's take a look at her story.
Last week's video, I had a lot of comments from last week's video, and it was I love getting comments. I love all the different things that people have to say. Yeah, I just really enjoy reading them. So many people had some theories about why Peach wouldn't go outside. One of the biggest theories was that people thought it was a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot.
Amanda recently had a visitor, an encounter she shared on her channel. In the comments, many viewers suggested that the figure she saw might have been a Sasquatch. At the same time, Amanda admits she's been feeling watched for a while now. Not necessarily by a mysterious creature, but for a very different reason. One that only she can explain. Let's continue because she's about to tell us the full story.
But I'm almost disappointed to tell you that it was indeed a very large, very big black bear. I think it's the same black bear that we saw at the first week of April last year. That black bear last year was massive, and I do think it's the same one, because this was a big fella. I saw him like the day after that video came out. The next morning he showed up. I was actually just standing in the kitchen, and I looked out and I saw this massive black furry rump just heading behind the generator building. So yeah, I always get so excited when I see my first bear. The footage I took there, that was from my bathroom window, because when I saw him, I immediately knew it was that massive dude. And yeah, if he was a bit smaller, I probably would have gone outside. Not that it makes him any less dangerous, but I may have just gone outside and yeah, tried to get better footage. But anyway, so he came back every day that week. So he was here every day. On the day that the owners were supposed to arrive, he just was hanging around, and I needed to get outside and get the house ready. I had to get the wood stove started in there. There was a bunch of stuff I had to get done. So, and I couldn't get to the house because he was just hanging around the road that leads to the house. So, anyways, I broke up my bear banger. So the bear bangers that I have, do I have it on me? I do have it on me. So this is the bear banger that I have. So this little thing, you clip it back, and then you have, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little cap. So it's a little cap, and you actually just stick it in the gun here. Yeah, so it sticks in there, and then you click, and then you bang, right? So I needed to get rid of that bear. So I first tried just the cap, and I shot probably 3 of them. And he just stood there and watched me. Like, he didn't care. Like, he just could care less. Didn't even scare him. Are you kidding me? So I ended up shooting, I think, 2 of these at him, and then finally, and I didn't get that on film, but finally on the second one, he bolted.
At first glance, it may not seem like much, but a large bear returning day after day near your home, especially when you have a pet, is not something you can ignore. A bear's behavior can shift unpredictably, and repeated proximity can quickly turn into a dangerous encounter. In Amanda's case, things are even more concerning. The bear barely reacts to small deterrents, and even loud snaps or poppers seem to scare it off only slightly. That raises the risk, because at some point, the animal's response might not be to run away. Amanda may need to consider stronger protection, whether that means a legal firearm or more effective wildlife deterrent devices, because living in isolation comes with challenges of its own. But I'm curious, what do you think? Should Amanda be better equipped for situations like this? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with a friend who loves this kind of content. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free, and it truly helps the channel grow, especially since more than 90% of viewers aren't subscribed yet. Also, tap the bell icon so YouTube actually notifies you whenever I upload something new.